Hey guys, Akariss here, bringing you a brand new Fire Emblem Heroes video. With this one, well, it's a little bit overdue. It's time to review how far this F2P account has come. Basically a barracks showcase. We'll look at the resources and kind of just go into flashbacks of exactly everything that's happened. So with that being said, sit back and enjoy as we go through memory lane. Alright guys, so here is the F2P account, essentially what it started with, but it's my main account. I don't play anything but this account, and this account has come quite far. It was inceptualized back in, like, I believe November or December 2017, back in the first year of Fire Emblem Heroes, where I just saw like the first legendary banner and I'm like, alright, I'm gonna re-roll and we're gonna start there. So that was kind of the idea behind this account. And I just wanted a fresh start because it felt like my other account was just all over the place. Didn't really have any goals in mind. Couldn't really create a focus. So this account is completely F2P. Has been since ever. I've never really spent money on it. To be honest, IS doesn't really. I don't feel like all the time like my money is well worth it in this game. Like as a gacha, it really preys on the predatory nature of like loot boxes and, you know, the randomness, and you can really get sucked into a deep hole here. So it's better that I don't really commit to that sort of thing. So as you can see, you know, still completely F2P. Never had a single paid orb on this account. Everything has been a pretty big struggle, I would say, because managing F2P resources in a game like this, where it's basically always encouraging you to spend money to try to buy premium resources and like new things coming out every 2 weeks, it's been difficult. I mean, it really is, because a lot of that is like random nature, right? You don't know what you're gonna get almost all the time, no matter how much mathematics and stats go behind it. You know, you end up with a bunch of cool things or you don't. Like the wide gap between some accounts is crazy. I want to take a look at the inventory as well. So if you guys aren't aware, I've been maintaining this this like crown and golden throne streak since the modes came out, and as F2P that has been quite the journey. It's been really tough, but also very, very satisfying. So, you know, if you wanted to, you could definitely come out to the Twitch and see this in action as I take all my AR matches there. I do all my arena on stream and such, and you can basically see what's involved. But man, it's been quite the arduous journey, and it's been very satisfying to be up until here with 131 crowns and 118 thrones and not spent a single dime on the game. That's very satisfying, guys. So, I mean, I'll show you exactly where I am. Right now, I always sort by HM. This is just my preferred sorting method because I love to kind of get a gauge of what needs to be farmed and how many feathers I can get out of my units. So I usually sort by HM, but for the purpose of this video, I will gladly sort by level, rather rarity and then level, so we can kind of see, you know, what is the biggest, the highest merge units on this account, how long they've been, and so forth. So as you can see here, starting with no doubt, oh, actually these hearts here kind of mess with things, but this is also some sort of sorting method I do. I like to identify good IVs. I like to give certain hearts towards certain game modes and such. So I'm going to clear it all here so it doesn't get all confusing. And there we go. There's like basically my 5-star plus 10s, exclusives, and whatever more we have here. So Tiki is, I think I finished this in 2020, early 2020, which is weird because it's like she's almost a year and a half as of then, but almost 2 years then, like now. Right now she's running her Ponza Loki build, but she's been pretty good to me. Really high scoring, really impactful long-term legendary. The only two I have are Fjorm and Legendary at plus 10s, and Fjorm recently got upgraded, but I don't really feel it. Like Ice Mirror 2, Unity, it's whatever. I was already running 4 defense res, and Ice Mirror 1 was already pretty good. Like 2 isn't that much better. So realistically, these are my two maxed legendaries for arena, and they've been okay. Not the greatest. I mean, they're not so useful, but they've done their work. Then we have a couple of other stuff. We have a plus 10 Fur, plus 10 Hannah, plus 10 Itsuki. I haven't used Fur or Hannah in any modes, but I would like to see that opportunity maybe happen at some point. It's not right now though. They were actually arena bonuses that I had to merge up to +10 just to compete. I'm glad it was them though, because I actually used these characters in their games. So I'm happy that if it ended up being somebody, it was these guys. Itsuki he's basically like the 2020, you know, Grail unit. To be honest, Grails definitely could have been saved towards someone like Astrum for sure, because their matchups are very similar. Now we even have Nemesis in 2021, but you don't really know what's coming, so Itsuki's cool. He's also part Crom, so. Aversa has been huge. I still use her regularly as she's an R-dual flying unit, and you know, anytime I can use her, having that guidance and panic support long range plus range, like actually being a ranged unit in arena is huge. Huge advantage. I don't really see myself getting our dual flying 4 when that comes out, but if it happens, it happens. It's nice to have her, but she's not really needed in this day and age. Got +10 Obro as well. +10 Wendy's actually like one of the oldest units on this account, like literally dating back to like the old videos on this YouTube channel. You would actually have been following Wendy, I think, as one of the first +10s on this account. I don't know if she was the first +10. I think that might have been Summer Xander, but she definitely was like second or third for sure. And you can definitely see all that. You can follow that whole journey on YouTube, some of the really old videos. And you can still kind of follow this account if you hit up the Twitch and the Discords, of course. Just to see, you know, the discussion and how things are going. Effie's +10, although I feel like she's definitely not aged that well at all, especially considering her preference weapon. +10 this was back when like Fireball was a thing on air defense. I like S, and I hope that some sort of meta brings her back. She has a really good weapon. I don't see this ever falling off, especially in a flyer team. There just isn't really a place for it right now. How do you like have an account and not have a +10 Reinhardt? I know like this is basically staple of everyone to have, so no words need to be said for him. +10 Raven, he was kind of like friends with Xander forever. Again, I didn't really have many other G-dual infantry options back when those skills came out, and it was him or like Soren. I didn't have Soren at that time, couldn't do Merrick, so I just picked Raven. Raven's cool dude, and of course he complements Xander really well. But the more recent, you know, 2020, 2021 unit is obviously Hannah. She's been great for water season, and of course I run her through many different seasons. Plus that score increase is huge for giving me peace of mind in arena. Then we got Sheena as well. She also was pretty old school on the account between Wendy, Xander, Sheena, and like Fjorm. I've been running them like forever. Flame Emperor, again, like Hannah, more up-to-date unit, more up-to-date armor. Armors are not always the greatest to use just because of the limited mobility and weaknesses, but generally speaking, it is what it is. +10 Air, that one, you know, has aged really well, and I'm glad I chose Air over Surtur. Air has been a carry many times, has been a staple unit for winning many AR matches, and of course she gives all that score increase that's very much needed in Ether Raids Light Season. And finally, the last +10 here is Nana. So again, between Reinhardt and Nana, Cavaline units as the new Ether Raids defense, kind of from 1S to these guys. I'm glad when it comes to like flyers and Cavs, those are like my preferred movement types because they just give so many more play options than what you could get from like an armor, even infantry in some cases. But at least you have like ground orders and guidance that you can really combine a lot of movement types and get a lot of value out of that. So yeah, these are my +10s. I would say that the more like up and coming guys that would get +10 soon might be Naga. I would definitely want to bring her to +10. If Kronia ever gets another free copy, she'll probably get +10, but the last merge is so it's not very impactful at all. So I don't see it happening. She doesn't really see as much use as she used to in AR. And that's of course because of, well, you know, this guy.
This here is heavy armor from House Ostia.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
Maltet is pretty good, guys. Pretty good. So yeah, going back up here, we got a lot of other staples that see a lot of usage. If you've watched plenty of videos, you know that I love Bowie, and Bowie is good when you need him to be doing what he needs to do, whether that's an arena assault or sometimes it's more rare nowadays, but if you see some Ether Raids matches where it's predominantly colorless or blue units, Bowie definitely gets the job done there. As he's a Raven and he's got like a kind of like a close counter effect, so he's always been cool, very unique, refined. No words need to be said for Corrin. This guy, he's one of the like first few refines, and he has still one of the better refines in this game. Just a flat 2 to all stats and supporting one unit that's ally supported for basically 5 to 6 stats in everything. Like that has aged really well. I will be surprised when it finally isn't as good. We got Delthea here, Delthea. This again was an arena bonus unit, so she has seen some use in PvE content for sure. Brunya, of course, 2 plus 6 blue tomes. Peony as well, plus 6, of course. I mean, yeah. Well, I guess 4-star special rate might add some merges one day. If there's one thing that has aged poorly on this account, it would be this guy, okay? This guy has aged like a clown.
Further such actions will not be tolerated.
Of course it won't. So then we got Camilla. Camilla merges. Got kind of stuck at 5 along with her Bath alt version. Got Luis hanging out here at +5 as well. It seems like that's like the golden number for me. +5 merges and then everything starts getting really expensive. Either on an orb count or a grail count, a merge count, feather count, who knows. +5 just seems to be where I feel like a lot of these key units get stuck at. Matilda, just like Corrin, has a really good preference refine that sees some use from here and there. It also has slaying in it, and that is really good when you consider it's on a cav, and you can combine that with like Gale Force and such. So, and her stat spread's pretty good in like res, speed and defense. You can kind of make her soak whatever it needs to be if you have that sort of unit, of course. Moving on, this guy, man, this guy, he got his refine at last, but it was too little, too late. And unfortunately, he just hasn't seen any action in forever. I would say that after Corrin, because here's Julia, but after Corrin, there's a very good chance I finish Julia as well. So these two legendaries, I'm really working on. Like right now, I'm literally saving for legendary Corrin to get to +10, and of course, I would want a second Earth legendary as well, and Julia definitely fits that criteria. So her getting to +10 would be amazing. We got Har. Yoon at +4 as well. Jomk's had some good times. I'm waiting for his refine pretty anxiously. I really want to see where he goes. And I would definitely see someone like Brammy getting to +10, you know, with Corn, as that's coming up in March. And yeah, the next time we review this guy definitely might have a lot more merges than what you see here. Okay, so then we have Sylvia. She's like basically the only unit with infantry pulse, minus Xander, in my whole barracks. So infantry isn't something I've ever really committed to. Recent addition is Kemp, actually, because, well, I wouldn't really cover a unit and then not use it, right? So maybe we'll see Naga with Dragon Wall one day. Yeah, I don't know about that one, but Kemp is good. Okay, Kemp good. This weapon, crazy strong. It's ridiculous how good this weapon is if you can use this guy properly. Camu, never gonna get a Gradivis refine. I love how this guy has Gradivis, and this guy has Gradivis, although it's not equipped right now, and they're just never gonna get refines. They're just, like, when? +3 Axura was just a consequence of Summer Xander from years ago. Narcian, watch this. Again, kind of like a old GHB merge. And we have Eflin here as well at +3. Good old Ashnerd, gonna get some merges one day, and I'm definitely gonna take him out for a spin with a lot of extra stats. Obstruct. I think the perfect time for this will be the next light mythic that adds a 7th slot, just so I can pump up his HP as much as possible. That'll be a lot of fun. I'd say in the future though, we're definitely gonna see someone like Kalik here become far more merged. I'd say like +10, something like that. But yeah, I'd say that's about it. It covers the 5 stars. You got a bunch of other stuff too. I mean, you know, you can see it. I want to go over my inventory and the combat manuals as well.
So, how do you like your swimsuit?
Yeah, I'd say that's about it. Still managing the barracks. Of course, if you guys have watched the barracks video, you'll know exactly what that's all about. But yeah, that basically covers it. Maybe it's not super impressive, but I like it. It's pretty comfy. Let's go over combat manuals. You know, it wasn't even maybe before we started getting like free 5-stars from the ephemeras about a year ago. This had like 2 or 3 5-stars in it. It has come a long way because with those ephemeras and just trying to clean up barracks all the time, there are so many 5-stars here and so much potential fodder that I could use. And it's nice to get that sort of freedom, you know, to be able to, I don't know, use whatever I want at this point. So yeah, a lot of cool things here. You know, maybe attack ploy can go on someone someday. It's just nice to have that. Of course, sometimes you just have like inheritance paralysis, decision paralysis, and some of this really good stuff that we've gotten, like curtains here. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see where it goes. Again, another situation of like decision inheritance paralysis. By the time you want to fodder this off, you'll be like, it won't even be as good anymore, you know? Okay, and finally, if you enjoyed this video, please give a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments below, like, how does your barracks look? What are you most proud of in there? Have you learned anything from maybe some of these videos that I made that, you know, you've taken to your own and improved your own game? Or, you know, what are your goals in the game? I guess would be a really good question to answer for me. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching, guys, as always. Appreciate it. Much love. Peace.